So my dude's Valkyrja, and today we're going to be going over Claudia. Because in the 1.5 trailer, they showed Claudia, and they showed her quite visibly, right? So a lot of people think she's probably next. As far as me, if you're asking my opinion, is Claudia next, or Cobalt B, or anyone? I don't know. Global's doing its own damn thing. There is no telling as to who's next. Who knows, right? So, we're going to go ahead and talk about Claudia. Claudia is a physical charge we can imagine. Actually, we know for a fact she's going to get physical resonance. Whenever she comes out, physical resonance is basically the exact same as all the other characters. Not on this page, but if we check on Sova's Twitter, we can see physical resonance will be here. Right here. Increase physical attack by 15%, physical resistance by 25%. Activate by equipping, basically using Claudia and Shiro on the same team. You're not going to be using another physical damage dealer other than, or another physical unit other than Claudia and Shiro. What we're going to be looking at today is we're going to be going over Claudia's kit and talking about where she's going to be good. Now keep in mind, this website's going to have the CN numbers, which everything's virtually the same, except all of these are slightly stronger on Global. Yep, she is getting buffed for Global, so she's going to be much better than she is on CN. So that's one thing to keep in mind whenever we're looking at all this. But the main thing is the fact that her support abilities are going to be insane. If you get her all the way up to A5 by some reason, a little bit of Pepe Swipe, you're going to be able to get up to a 44% damage increase to your team whenever you swap her out for 25 seconds. That is going to be absolutely huge. It is going to be massive. Each time when a skill or discharge skill hits a target, a stack of damage boost is granted, which increases damage dealt by 8% for 25 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. So whenever a skill or discharge skill hits a target, lots of damage. Hitting a target with a skill or discharge skill applies a stack of war wounds to the target, increasing incoming physical damage and shatter effects from physical and elemental weapons taken by the target for 10% for 15 seconds. Stacks up a single time, but you get another stack whenever you get a 6. So basically 10% more damage from physical and 10% more shatter. Very, very good, I think. At least I think. 10% more shatter as well. So if you're using it in a physical team, that's up to, 54% damage increase that we have applied now. After using Gurren Blade, our discharge skill applies 1 stack of war wounds to all targets within 8 meters and gain another 1 stack of war wounds. Kinda nuts. She ends up being a massive damage buffer for physical. A huge damage buffer for physical, and whenever we go down, all this is basically just going to be buffed. That's not like, this isn't anything too important. I'm just going to go over to skill because the normal attack chain you guys can see all the time. You guys can see that, but I just want to go over to skill and discharge. Dance through the targets while swinging the blade, dealing damage equal to 383%. Keep in mind, this is buffed in Global, I believe, right? I do believe that those are buffed in Global. Let's go ahead and check Sova's stuff really quick. We might as well just use the buffed one. Dance through the targets while swinging the blade, dealing damage equal to 418% of attack plus 22 in total up to 5 targets. Attack on the same targets deal 20% less damage. At the end of the skill, slash the space in front, dealing damage equal to 264% of attack plus 14, and suspend them. Immune to crowd control effects while the ability is in use, and all damage taken is reduced by 50%. It's not an iframe like Frigg's skill, but you do take 50% reduced damage, which is huge in later targets, or later content, because a lot of later content, you take a ton of damage when you get hit. So really long skills like this that take a second to actually get fully off, they end up being kind of risky. So when weapon charge is full, or if Fantasia is triggered, switching to weapon, same as always. And who charges and strongly suspends a target, very similar to this skill, dealing 523% of attack, leaving behind a Blade Storm that deals 209% of attack to the target, while gaining immunity to basically every status effect for 5 seconds. So yeah, she's going to be pretty damn good. She hits very, very hard with her skill and her discharge, which are basically what you're probably mostly going to be using on her is just her skill and discharge. And she also goes ahead and charges you up for just like lots of damage. She is a massive damage buffer. She's going to go on basically any team because not only is she a massive damage buffer, but she's also shattered. Like, I know I like Frigg in my Volt right now, but I don't think I'm going to get her to A5 or anything like that. I'm probably just going to get her, like, maybe A1 or maybe A3 if that. But I don't think I'm going to go for a lot of copies, but I do know she's probably going to end up replacing Frigg in my current Volt team. because I can just see it functioning a lot better. I will miss Frigg's dodges, but the amount of damage that she's going to allow my team to do, especially if I get lucky and get a good number of constellations on her or advancements on her, is just unreal. She's definitely a unit to look out for. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, do I think she's next? I don't know. Between her and Cobalt B, who the hell knows? Hell, that Global can do whatever the hell they want now. But I have no idea if Claudia is actually next. But what I do know is the fact that she was shown in the 1.5 trailer, so a lot of people are thinking she's next. So I wanted to go ahead and cover it for you guys and give you my thoughts. Anyways, thank you guys for watching as always. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.